Welcome back to another episode of Criminals Hate Me. It is the true crime podcast that criminals don't want you to watch. And as promised, I told you guys I found something else in the missing Tracy and Scott Hawkins case. And I'm going to go over my findings right now. So, as I showed you guys in the other video that I did last night, I was questioning why this building. And we may have some answers, like not exactly why, but who may have that answer. Okay, we're going to make some connections here. And I just got word that this box truck is no longer there. It has been recently moved off of this property. So that's some big red flags there, because we've just been diving into this case. You know, John Ward is doing his investigation, and then I started looking into this case, and this all happened in the last 3 weeks. Okay, why would you want to move this box truck out of there in the last 3 weeks? Is someone feeling some heat? Someone feeling some pressure for some reason? Is there too many people, web sleuths and investigators, possibly law enforcement, coming around this building, snooping around, and someone doesn't like it? So, and then I showed y'all how I found this area on Google Maps based on John Ward's video of where they were at, and, you know, just looking at the geographical places and the objects and the signs and stuff, and it was easy to find. So are they trying to make this area not easy to find now? So anyway, it's very interesting if this box truck is now gone, because we're going to watch this video, and we're going to go back to John Ward's documentary, and we're going to watch this little clip here because I'm going to point some stuff out in it. Okay, but as you can see, he did this documentary 3 weeks ago. The box truck is there, because this is in 2023 when, you know, that we showed you that white truck. It's now gone, but the box truck is there since 2023. But based on John's video, we know that box truck was still there 3 weeks ago. So someone recently moved it out of there. Okay, question is why. And anyway, so let's watch this video, because I want y'all to pay attention. Okay. Right now, look at the this brick house right here. Look at the porch. As you can see, there's someone on there while John and Shane are talking. So let's play this clip, and then I'll point out some stuff. But you can see a person back there.
Okay, we're back down here at the location where Scott and Tracy went missing almost 4 years ago. And as this is the 10th day I started working on this project, time's kind of went by. And as I've been thinking about things, and when I first talked to you down here, the first day we came down here, you had told me that when I asked you where they were parked at, and the car, you told me it was behind the box truck. But then after that, I watched a news clip, and I saw that the vehicle actually was parked in front of the box truck right over here. Now, tell me about what you know about where they normally would park at.
My understanding is they always park right about where the front of the shrub is right here. Because any more than this right here, you have a chance of being hit or being picked up than right here. Because you can say, oh, my truck belongs to this house, where, but I've known them always to be at the back end of this truck. Like you said, now they're up this point of view. And to me, that's just not enough for them to get safely off the road like they could, like right there at that spot.
Right. So, and also we were talking about this house over here, the red brick, probably has a camera on the corner. And if they parked behind the truck, that camera would have picked up maybe who was getting out of the vehicle.
Yeah, the people there, as far as I know, have lived there for a long time. I've never seen nobody move out of there or nothing. So, I mean, if I would go talk to them and see, you know, maybe nobody's ever talked to them either. You know, maybe no cops has asked them nothing, because they have a bird's eye view of all this, if anything, if they're willing to speak. But they not know nobody's ever moved out of there. They've been there for 10, 12 years now.
Okay.
That's different.
Okay. Now, as you can tell, while John and Shane are talking. They're doing a lot of pointing back towards this house, right? And they're pointing towards the box truck and this area where Shane says that the boys would usually park their truck, but they're pointing at the house because they're talking about the house. And remember, I kept saying in my other video that these guys had to have seen something when Scott and Tracy, when they parked here supposedly and went up into the woods, or even if they parked in front. These days, guys, you have very nosy neighbors. Okay, very, very nosy. Someone saw something, and this proves it, because you see she's coming out again. She sees everything. She knows what's going on. So she was already outside when they first started talking and filming. Went inside. Now she's coming back out. Now watch what she does.
Definitely not what they would usually do. They'd be right there because that's a safe park off spot, and to where they can get over here and not have to try and open up against traffic or something.
All right, now you see, she sits down on the porch. Now, if you live in a neighborhood and you have neighbors, which we all do, guys, you know what this means. She's being nosy. She doesn't like these two out here. She wants to know what the hell is going on. Why do they keep pointing to her house? And John had mentioned that maybe they had cameras on the corner. They do. And she was watching them. And she's wanting to know what's going on. So I'm telling you right now, it's impossible with the way this lady's acting for her to not know something about Scott and Tracy's disappearance and about them parking their vehicle here, okay? Which we're going to dig into something else, okay, that's going to prove that, okay? So this red brick house may be a bit more involved than everyone thinks. They may not just be neighbors, okay? So that's that clip there. Now we're going to jump back to the map, and then I will have another clip we're going to go over here in a minute that's going to prove something else, okay? So bear with me, guys. Okay, please watch everything that I'm doing here because this is all important. Don't get bored, okay? If you like true crime, you should love what I'm doing right here. We're digging into a case that is unsolved, okay? And I'm showing you guys some stuff that's very important, and I'm going to connect the dots between this house and this building. We're going to connect the dots in one way or another, okay? So just bear with me here, okay? So here's something that I want to show you guys, okay? Because remember, I showed you this in the other video. May 2021, that white truck is there, right? And I said, and this is a few months before Scott and Tracy went missing. And I said that it doesn't make sense for them to park right here. It doesn't. You're parking in someone's driveway if you park here with that truck there. That truck was there. It's right here, guys. From May 2021 to at least December 2021, that truck was there. It did not move. So it makes no sense to park here, like Shane said, unless someone is allowing you to park here. And unless someone is aware that you're parking here. Okay? And I'm going to connect the dots for you right now. Okay? So let's look at what's going on at this neighbor's house. Okay? Van, car, right? Okay? Here's the white truck right here. Okay? You can clearly see in the back of this white truck, they have these trash bags, black trash bags. Now, who knows what in the hell is in the black trash bags? But that's what we got going on. White truck parked here. Looks like it's abandoned because it's been there forever with black trash bags, okay? Let's go to the next frame. Now suddenly, this green 4x4 truck pops up here, okay? in my opinion, it looks like it's running. But what do you have here? Is that a black trash bag? Possibly. But that'll come into play here in just a second. But I just want you guys to keep in mind this green truck, okay? The white truck is still here with black trash bags still in it, okay? And this is May 2021, a few months before Scott and Tracy go missing. So let's go to December after they were missing a couple months. Let's see what the situation is now between this green truck and this white truck. It looks like somebody took the black trash bags out of the white truck, and yet different kind of trash and stuff, just oddities in the back. Let's look over here. Oh my God, it's the black trash bags that were in this truck. Now they're in this truck, and this truck looks like now it's not in working order. Look, it's got the brick. Maybe the tires messed up. I don't know. Maybe the truck does. Maybe it is in working order. Who knows? But for whatever reason, they took the black trash bags out of the white truck, and they're now in this truck. Well, I'll be damned. This is the house, the next door neighbor. So we've got a connection now, guys, between this house and this building. Now, what is the connection? Do the people in this house own this building? Or are they watching this building? Or do they know that it's abandoned and it's okay to park vehicles here? Is this box truck, does it belong to these neighbors? We don't know the answer to that. But for some reason, the trash bags that were in this white truck are now in a truck that is in the neighbor's yard. That's a fact. Okay? And then I also wanted to show you guys one other thing, okay? Because like I said, we know that this truck disappears from here at least by 2023, right? So just to cover all bases, okay, let me show you guys something down here. Just so nobody tries to debunk what I'm trying to show you guys here. See this white truck? Some of y'all might think that this white truck, that these people that are in this house already had a white truck. But let me show you something, okay? And you'd be right. They do. They did. Look at this white truck right here. It was here in 2014, parked right here. Okay, let's go through the years. 2016, yep, still there. 2018, still there. 2021, still there. December 2021, still there. 2023, still there. So it is a very similar truck to the one down here, but it is not the same one. And you can even tell that by the rims. See how they get the little star-looking type rims in the space? So that's definitely, and I'll show you the other rims. Okay, so this truck has been here since 2014, just sitting there. You can tell the rims, okay? So we're going to go back down here. Actually, let me show you that. See? Let's go back. Here they are in one frame. There's the truck. There's the truck that was sitting by the box truck. So they are two different trucks. Okay? And that's going to prove something that I'm going to show you here in a minute. But also, the Kia Soul was there. And then in that video we just watched with Shane and John talking, the Kia Soul was here on this property. So it's the same people. Okay. Now, here's where we're going to put two and two together here by looking at this video here. And I don't even have to play the video. You can see it right there. You see the truck? And then the green truck that was there is now back here, parked back there. But that white truck that was there, this is it. It's got the same rims, circular. It's not the kind of rims that were on this truck here. And plus that truck's still there. Well, this one's gone, but it's right here.
All right, we just showed you the clip from Shane's house, how close he lives. Now we're about 15 miles away, right here on the Camel.
And this was 3 weeks ago, guys. So that white truck disappeared, but it didn't really. It just went to the place where the owners of the truck live, right next door. So these neighbors have connections to this building. And like I said, we don't know what that connection is. Do they own it, or do they just watch it? And were they being allowed to keep their truck here for all this time? And then if they don't own this, has the owner of this, have they came around and said, I'm going to clean this area up, and I don't want all these true crime sleuths and law enforcement or whoever, I don't want them around here. We're going to clean this area up. Move your truck. Is that what happened? And now they had to move the truck from here to here? Who knows what the answer is, but these neighbors know the answer, okay? These neighbors are connected to this building and have been for many, many years. Like I said, whether they had permission to park their vehicle there or whether they were just parking it there because they knew that nobody would bother them. Or better yet, look in the background back here. Do these people that live back here, do they own this building? But regardless, I just proved that the people in this red brick house have had connections to this building for many years because their truck was parked there for quite a while. And they never had to move it for some reason until Scott and Tracy went missing. Now, the question is, why? Why did they have to move their truck? It's just very bizarre.
Campbell County border, Campbell County, Anderson County border. You can actually see right down there is the...
See, there's that Tennessee gas sign. So that's how I found this area.
Sign for Anderson County, Campbell County. That says Anderson County down there. So that was one of the problems originally. They wasn't for sure which direction they went to. Is that right, Shane?
Yes.
So this was common for them to park here.
Yeah, they parked right here behind this truck, like right off the road, and they would either come up and go this side.
So anyways, guys, what do y'all think about this situation with the neighbors? Do you think that they know something? Because my question is, why did Scott and Tracy feel so comfortable parking right here? Because they said it in the videos. I rewatched the documentary again. They said that the mom even said, when you come out of the woods, you don't want to come out of an area where someone might want to rob your ginseng, okay? And then someone else said, you don't want to park somewhere where it's going to be illegal, and your vehicle may get towed. And that's when I showed you guys these businesses, church, funeral home, this bar down here, whatever it is, Roadhouse, and then down here you get all these businesses. And I asked, why didn't they just park here? You know? Why did they park here? Because I think they had permission to park here. And who did you get the permission from? Right here. You had to have, guys. That has to be the answer. Scott and Tracy felt comfortable parking here because these guys in this red brick house were okay with it. Because as you can see, they see everything. I already showed you. The lady kept coming outside when Shane and John were out there interviewing and talking. She did not like it. So she sees everything in the neighborhood. So it is impossible that she did not see if they really did park here where Shane said they parked. Because like I said, it would have been like this. And you're parking right next to these people's truck. You're parking yours right next to them. If they really did park where Shane said they parked. And then went to the woods to ginseng for ginseng hunting. So these people know what's going on. I'm even wondering if Scott and Tracy weren't buddies with these people. And then for their vehicle to be parked over here, and that's where it was found. And then John asked the boy's mom when the vehicle was over here and it was found 2 days later, why did it sit here for 2 months? And the reason why is because the mom wanted it to stay there until the boys were found. But, you know, they were never found. 2 months went by, and then someone burned it right here. And they're chalking it up as just some kids in the neighborhood up to no good and burning it on Halloween night, I think it was. But I don't know about that. And then, because then John said, did you get any pressure from anyone to get that vehicle moved away from here? And she said yes, from the neighbors. The neighbors wanted that vehicle gone. So here's the question of the millennium. If Shane is right, and so far he's been right, because he nailed it. He said these people lived here for 12 years or so, 12, 15 years. That's all checking out. That's all factual. Okay? And then Shane said the boys would park here. And he knew exactly where they went, up into the woods and to hunt, because the mom confirmed it, Cassie confirmed it, and the other guy, family member, he confirmed it. Right up here is where they went. So Shane has been spot on with everything he said so far. So I think that Shane is trying to give us a subtle hint that the red brick house owners know something. Because why were they okay for the boys to park here multiple times to go up into those woods and ginseng hunt? Why were they okay with it? To park here. But when they went missing, they wanted that damn vehicle gone when it was over here. Why? Why is it okay to park here when you're alive, but how come it's not okay for your vehicle to be here when you're missing? So, and then it ends up burned. And then the drug cabin ends up burned. So, these guys have some explaining to do. Because they have information, I guarantee you they do. And supposedly they have a camera on the corner. Why didn't they give up that camera footage? Because they had a crystal clear view of if they really did park here. They could prove or disprove what Shane was saying. And then whoever parked the vehicle, they'd have to be driving this way and pull over and park it here. There should have been camera footage of that too. If not even just eyewitness, because you got nosy lady in and out when someone comes around the area. So, what are these guys hiding? And why were they okay with Scott and Tracy parking here to go hunting, but not parking here when they're missing? Let me know what you think, guys. Later.